Hello. Hey, come on in. Come on in. I want to welcome everybody to this special behind-the-scenes edition of The Plastic General. Are you guys ready to go to war? Yeah? Come on in. Fire! Welcome to this very special edition of the Plastic General. And besides, we want to take a little break of the usual formula and stuff, but believe me, we're going to get lots of toy soldier stuff. Let's start off. I just kind of wanted to show you who the Plastic General really is. My name is Christian Aldo, and I'm the crazy, insane Plastic General. And I'll give you a tour of my crazy, sort of like Willy Wonka apartment, and then we're going to go to the most holy of the holy rooms, where we keep the golden plastic. So come on, take a look at this is my place. I live in Toronto, right downtown Toronto, and it's in a really fun neighborhood. This is my kitchen, and I have so many fun toys and stuff. The toys even invade the kitchen. So starting with the Hindenburg model, this is something that a fan of the show sent me, and so it hangs proudly in the window, and sometimes you see people pointing up at it because it's lit up from outside. And people go, look, a blimp! And then over here is a sculpture I made. I did a lot of cool architectural sculptures. This is called the Summer Tit House, and it's a 1/32 scale. Of course, there's the master bedroom. There's some people in the jacuzzi. There's some people hanging out on the back balcony, and then of course there's the family car. There's the family car. Up here we have the Temple of Love. It's a pagan temple. It's also 1/32 scale. I have all kinds of beautiful women worshippers. Here's another one of my sculptures. This is the eatery. As you can see, it's a sushi bar. I was doing architecture for an architectural firm, and I designed the sushi bar, but then it was voted down. Some people had a problem with it. And then I was also hired to do a YMCA. By the way, this is all on 1/32 scale. A YMCA for the village, the East Village in New York, and that was shot down too. I have no idea why anybody would shoot a wonderful project like that down. Here's a sculpture I did of John Waters, and the famous director, and he autographed it for me. And it's on an old trash can because he makes trash movies. I had a fan from a friend from the gallery did a painting of me. See, I'll go slightly cross-eyed. I'm a direct descendant of Napoleon Bonaparte. Every time I get an apartment, it doesn't matter if I always make it look like an old mansion. These are all my relatives and ancestors. We have Mussolini, we have Dante, Napoleon, of course, the dead dogs from the past, girlfriends that have passed away a couple hundred years ago. There's my fireplace to keep me warm. Look at this, I got an old wooden rifle that the British used when they got kicked out of Dunkirk. They had no weapons in England, so they made old oak wooden weapons to practice with. That's very rare. This is a portrait of me. I made this, me holding my dog that passed away. And then, this is a peep show machine. You put a coin in, you look inside, it lights up, and you can see Barbie dolls and Kens going at it. It's a lot of fun. This is my death mask. I made this it's for eyes wide shut style parties. You put it on. This thing is tight though, man. I made it tight because if you make it too big, then it looks like your head will be too big for your body. So I had to make it super tight, but I'm worried that my head's getting bigger over the years. Here we go. The password is Fidelia. Now the hard part is removing the mask. It's frightening. You feel like you're stuck in there. And then here's the piano. I haven't fed my birds in years, but they're okay. It seems. And one of my favorite paintings by Vincent Franzoy. And every gentleman needs a personal suit of armor, and this is mine. I look so phallic when I'm wearing this thing. It's like, hello, do you want to go on a date with me? Ah, look at the head. You know, when I saw pictures of it, it indented back here, but they made it like a giant foreskin. Unbelievable. And this makes it look like I have a six-pack like I used to back in the old stripper days. I used to be a stripper. Here's my sword. And that's real. It even smells like brass, like solid brass. Are you ready to see the nerve center? The brain center of the Plastic Generals Empire. Step this way. Come in. No fighting in the war room. Aha! Look at that. This is it. This is what you've been seeing. Look around, look. Take a look around. Do a circular look around. And Matthew is the cameraman here. Matthew, keep going around in circles. So I'm gonna do look up high as you go around. Look at all of the airplanes. Everything you see in this room is 1/32 scale, or at least pretending to be. Everything. So we're gonna do a piece-by-piece tour of this room. So, you know, there's one thing that I always, ow, I hurt myself with my helmet. There's one thing I always wanted to express, is that you can have the biggest collection you could ever imagine. But the most important thing, you hoarders, hoarding. You can hoard, but if you do it with organization, then your collection can go on and on and on and on forever. So watch, look around. Shelves. Shelves are the answer. You don't go in the house and walk around people's piles of toys in the box and piles of junk. You never get to know it. You never get to enjoy it. Once it's on the shelf, then you start to love it and you put it back. And I like to put my stuff in, over here, this is my German shelf. So everything's in a chronology from the mouse all the way down, it goes down to the King Tigers. Then it goes to the Panthers. And then we start off with the Panzer IIs. And then go to the Panzer IIIs. And then the Panzer IVs. And then the weird types of tigers. You know, from the elephant to the Tiger I to the Strum Tiger. And then you have your half tracks. Then you have your weird Hertzers, and then you have German tracked vehicles. Then it goes to normal trucks, and then artillery, and what do you call it? Anti-aircraft and armored cars, and then the weirdos. I could consider you have the Thor. Then you have mine rollers. Then you have just weird cars and stuff. Then down here, it's more 88s and radars and 88s. Oh, along the top though, look along the top. That's where I keep my E100 series. All the different types of E100s. These things are huge and they're gigantic. Missiles, V2s, Pinot Mundi type radar stations, submarines and German things there. And then over here, this would be my thing for Soviet stuff. And obviously it's not as much Soviet stuff released. So I keep all my heavy Soviet tanks, then my medium Soviet tanks, then my Soviet armored cars, and armored trains, and then, what do you call it, torpedo boat. Down here would be the artillery and weird things. French stuff and Polish. Then up here is Italian torpedo boat, various Italian tanks. Japanese tanks. So these are all freaky experimental Japanese tanks. And then I have a Japanese destroyer. Along the top, as I love to keep my boats on the top. Here, I'll push back a little bit so you can see. On this wall is dominated by American and British stuff. So all along the top is flotilla, torpedo boats and destroyers and, landing crafts. Over here we have the British tanks that were in North Africa. The second row is more North African stuff, and then stuff when they're landing in Europe. And then down here, later war British stuff, British trucks, blah blah blah. Over here, American, everything that's like Sherman, all the way the whole progression of the Sherman stuff. all the way. Here, like the different types of American tanks. Then we go to like the heavier American tanks and keep going lower. You know, like trucks and all that stuff. Oh look, these are some, I made a 132 scale Type 7 U-boat. Aha! That'll be in a future episode. I've been saving that. But you know, like, the most important thing in this room, by far, are the figures. And so, one of the things I like to do with my figures, I always like to start my day with a good, healthy meal. Little caramel chunks, it's not bad. That's really good. If you spread it around, see, notice the way they're all color-coded. So I buy boxes from dollar stores or cigar boxes, and I color-code them. So like I write down like Soviet infantry early and 1/30th scale, and they're by Engineer Basevich. Or like you got Polish or Yugoslavian or Gurkhas. British are in brown, Americans are in green, Germans are in gray, Japanese in sort of like a bamboo color, and then Italians and Finnish. So you gotta organize your figures. If I need my Waffen SS, and I know which set they are because it listed it. Look at all that. Okay? Keep your stuff organized. And that is how you can keep going forever, and your girlfriend won't leave you, or your wife won't complain. And now look up here. All the aircraft you see, it's a mixture between 132 model kits or aircraft that was made by 21st Century Toys or Forces of Valor, or if you're a crazy son of a bitch like me, you actually made things like this from scratch, or like a vacuum form. Like here's a vacuum form, another B-29 Super Fortress that I'm going to be tackling. I made this one so long ago, it's all warped. Looks like a weird warped, it's like a turd. But now I'll have a nice smooth one. It'll be really nice. It's good to have a thing like this. It's like a little rolling table, and on here is my grinder. This is good for making conversions. And you keep all your spray paints organized, and you have your drawers. You keep all the Tamiya paints and little supplies and stuff. Look, there's all my model kit building stuff where I'm doing conversions, razor blades, super glues, stuff like that. And it's easy in this room to make props and stuff. Like, look, that's a wooden props. What is that? That's a caulking gun. And you just take some wood and you plastic and you cut it and you super glue. I invented this technique. Ready? Oh, we gotta meet the boys. This is someone I scored tons of. I never wanted to collect uniforms or outfits. It's just that I went to a toy soldier show one day, and some old guy was selling off everything for like cheap. Oh, I just want to get rid of it now. And like some of it was real and some of it was reproduction. I didn't care. The stuff was so cheap, I said yes. So this is kind of like a German paratrooper in a different kind of uniform. It's kind of a mishmash bullshit thing. This is my Soviet sniper. Or no, it's my Soviet scout in the scout's uniform with a amoeba pattern. And then this is a Waffen SS uniform. So the real helmet underneath there, and I made this MG42. Look at this. Kids, this is easy. You just cut the wood out and you put it together with glue gun. Look at this. This is a bicycle stand. Again, fire this thing. Arnold wants to fight. So here's a fantastic tip, guys, for people who do 132 airplanes. A million times in my life I've seen, like people take airplanes and they put them up with strings. Minute you do that, the airplane is dead. You can never play with it again. But look what I invented. I invented this. Look Look, Mommy, look what I did. Look, the hangers. Look. So you got your airplane, but look, this is more important. Look at that. Basically, I just took the wire and bent it in half and then curved it up. So then when you want to put the airplanes back on, you go like this. They go back on again. And you can bend these things any way you want. Look at that. Revolutionary. They're all done like that. You can remove them as fast as you put them up. It changes the whole dynamic of your airplane collection. You know, people always ask me how long I've been collecting for. And I actually know the answer to that. It was back in 1987 on my 17th birthday. Hello. Yes, this is Christian. Oh, doctor, did you get the results back from my test? Well, Mr. Aldo, the tests of your result came in, and unfortunately, they're not good. Well, as you can see your x-ray here, we noticed these very strange shapes inside of your brain. Unfortunately, I think you suffer from having toy soldiers on the brain. What do you mean, toy soldiers on the brain? It's a very strange affliction. We've never seen it before. Am I gonna die? You're going to have it for life. Oh, no. Doctor? What scale? What do you mean, what scale? You know what I mean, like what scale are the figures? What do you mean? They're I don't know. They're like 54 millimeter, it seems. So they're 132 scale, I imagine. Anything but if it was 1/72 scale, I couldn't live with that. So once I found out they were 132 scale, I decided to embrace my affliction and make it my obsession. And it's changed my life ever since. Okay, so the last thing I have to do today is we're gonna shoot a brand new intro to the show. And so I'm gonna quickly get this set up so you'll be able to see what you see for every episode. And I'm gonna go do that right now. Ta-da! Okay, here it's all set up. Getting ready to shoot the brand new intro of the show that you're gonna see. Anyway, that's it for today. Don't forget before I go to hit the subscribe button right over here and hit the little bell next to it too so you can be notified about every future episode. If you have any comments or any criticisms, even hate mail, I always reply to everything. And oh yeah, we also have a PayPal account. If anybody wants to contribute something to help keep this show going, it costs a lot of money buying expensive binoculars and rubber machine guns. So, my name is Christian Aldo. I'm the Plastic General. Long live 132 World War II. See you next time.
Yeah.